Going to the movies used to be one of my favorite things in the world. At one point, I was averaging a trip to the movie theater every weekend with friends, on dates, and low-key, I would pull up to that bitch by myself on occasion. Sometimes I wouldn't even go for a specific movie. I would just walk in there and watch at random. And to be honest, most of the times the movies I'd see in the theater were pretty good. Sure, I had a few stinkers from time to time, but usually I was fulfilled with my viewing experience. However, in recent times, my trip to the movie theater has dwindled over the years, and I kept asking myself the same question. Why did I ever stop going to the movies? So to figure out the solution for this mystery, I decided to see what my local theater had in store for me over this past weekend, and that's when it dawned on me.
I may not have a brain, gentlemen, but I have an idea.
The reason I haven't been to the movie theaters in quite some time is because these new movies fucking suck. It's always either sequels or reboots or live action remakes or god awful rom-coms. The slop being produced in Hollywood nowadays has to be some form of mental torture. The only time I can truly remember walking out of the movie theater and thinking, damn, that was a good movie, was Everything Everywhere All at Once back in 2021. Granted, I haven't seen every single movie that has ever released since I gained sentience, and I might have missed a banger here and there, but my statement still stands.
Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up! Shut up!
I don't know if I'm being blinded by the past, but it seems like back in the day, they had S-tier 10 out of 10 movies every week. And now y'all are dead ass trying to throw anyone but you at my face.
So you gonna kiss me now?
God, this movie stinks. In saying this, I have decided to crack the case on why movies in this day and age are fucking terrible. And I've narrowed my reasoning down into 3 pieces. Streaming services, movie culture, and finally the franchise craze. There are numerous reasons why Hollywood is bleeding, but I believe these 3 to be the biggest contributors. And before we get down and dirty, I wanted to say thank you all for 30,000 subscribers. It has been unbelievable, and the support from you all has been amazing. So if you wouldn't mind,
Your gut up and watch
because I'm all out of money.
the age of streaming services has got to be a bottom 3 way to consume media in history. I absolutely despise streaming services, and yet I'm paying for like 10 of them. I mean Hulu, Netflix, Max, Amazon Prime, Peacock, Disney Plus. I mean shit, I'm going broke here. So y'all ask me, Worms, if you don't like streaming services, why do you have so many of them? And my answer to that is because seriously, there is no other way to watch shit anymore. I swear cable isn't a thing, and even if it was, no one would ever watch it.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
The idea of streaming services is good. Your favorite TV shows and movies right at your fingertips. And if you remember it, it sorta used to be like this. Yeah, you always had a monthly fee, but it was only like $7 and you could watch every movie with no ads. The product was solid. So what the fuck happened? Have y'all seen these prices? Some of these bullshit packages don't even get rid of ads anymore. I swear on my life. If I'm paying $15 a month and I still get ads, I'm creating my own personal Death Star and blowing this whole planet up. The worst of this is Hulu. Dude, $18.99 a month? Are you dead ass? This is borderline robbery, and you have to pay for it, because if you don't, this isn't even mentioning how abysmal some of these originals they be pumping out. And I'm looking at you, Netflix. I would genuinely pay extra money a month for Netflix to stop making original series, because these shits are buns. And the worst part about it all is we are to blame for this. Yes, you and me. Continuing to pay for subscriptions and memberships to streaming services, even though they are piling our screens with ads and garbage movies, has convinced them to push their limits on just how low we're willing to go. The monopoly we've allowed streaming services to have has me feeling like the motherfuckers working under Rockefeller. Pretty soon we're gonna be paying $30 a month to simply turn our TVs on. So how does this lead back to shitty movies? People will do a lot to be lazy. So if given the chance to stay home instead of going to watch the movies in a movie theater, majority of the population is gonna choose the latter, leading production companies to focus their efforts on pumping out as much slop as possible instead of producing actually good movies. Now I can't blame everything on the laziness of people, because truly, There aren't many reasons to actually go to the movies. First of all, the average price of a movie ticket is like $16 for just one ticket. Think about that. The price for one ticket is almost the same as 1 month's payment of a streaming service. That's not to mention the price of popcorn and drinks and candy, if you even buy the candy at that bitch. And this is all for just one person. God forbid you go to the movies with multiple people because you're spending at least $50, probably more. And if you try to tell me I walk into a movie theater, drop 50 beans on tickets and drinks and food, and then the movie blows ass? That's the reality of going to the movies nowadays, and this is topped by the fact that you have to be around other people. I'd say my biggest pet peeve in the entire world is bad movie theater etiquette. Someone's always on their phones or talking out loud, or Again, this can all be avoided by just going on a streaming service in the comfort of your own home.
Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Now, my first job was at a movie theater, and as most jobs do, it kinda sucked. A majority of the reason why it sucked is because of the way people acted in the theater itself. Just loud as fuck and messy as fuck. And as a worker and a bystander, this makes going to the movies not worth the effort, especially because most of the time the movie fucking sucks. So in turn, this causes the movie industry to lose more money, which warrants less effort into the movies themselves.
Capacity. How about that?
This isn't as big as the other two reasons in my opinion, but it is something that has to be mentioned because doesn't it feel like every single movie nowadays is trying to create their own personal universe with after credit scenes and multiple connecting plots and reoccurring villains and characters? Whatever happened to the one-off movies where it was a movie and it ended and that was it? This is 100% the MCU's fault. Everyone is still trying to hop on that train and it's not working. Shit, it isn't even working for the MCU anymore. We don't need sequels or trilogies or 15-year timelines with 24 movies, 8 TV shows, and 9 books. We don't need this. Take a look at Sinners. It released, people loved it, and that's it. There doesn't need to be a universe surrounding it. Sometimes a good movie is just a good movie. But since these original movies don't make as much money as, let's say, a Marvel or DC movie would, the effort that's going into these projects are far lesser than what they used to be. Of course, there's been some bangers. As I mentioned, Everything Everywhere All at Once was a masterpiece, and Sinners did big numbers, but it almost feels like a one-off movie is in the minority of movies being released. I mean, every single movie this week is not an original piece, and I might have to blame us as individuals again. We've become so used to seeing things that we're already familiar with and have become so hesitant to try something new. Now, that's not to say I won't immediately be at the premiere of the new Superman movie, but I think as a whole, we should try to get back into watching movies for the sole reason of wanting to watch movies. I love movies, and I always will no matter the state of what's being released, but I just had to figure out why I was watching pure doo-doo garbage on my screen. Again, thank you all so much for 30K. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments why you think new movies suck and what else you'd like me to talk about. I'll see you guys in the next video.